Hi, everybody, and welcome to another thrilling post-game show. To the lovely commenter from last night, don't want to throw a name under the bus, but why the hey, Jeff Wax, that says that we're so condescending and we're miserable and everything. Have you watched what's on your television? Have you? My God. Like, again, everything looked okay today for a while. Chris Sale threw 6 innings, gave up 1 run. Red Sox don't have enough, though. They ended up losing today in extra innings by a final score of 4-3 in 13 innings. This was one of those games where you can add it to the list, Brendan, of the games that they coulda, shoulda, woulda won. But it's also the recurring theme of how this season has gone. You and I were talking offhand before we were doing our show, and I kept saying, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm trying to be real. I expected this to be a loss. Lo and behold, it was. It's unfortunate because you blew the Chris Sale outing, which was, for the most part, outstanding. Take it away, Brendan.
If you're here for sunshine and rainbows with fake news and you want to hear that the Red Sox are like good and the reason Kyle Barraclough was out there was because of all this pitching tax after they threw 2 more guys to the win before that game, if you want to hear all this fake nonsense, go to Nesson, go to Tom Karen. That's not what we do here. This is authentic baseball reporting. And the Boston Red Sox, I really wanted to talk good about this game because it looked like you were going to win a game finally off of your 2 best guys, supposedly, on the books. Chris Sale having an awesome outing and Raffy Devers hitting a 2-run bomb. I was really excited and hoping that was going to be the story tonight. Alas, your potential Gold Glover in the center makes a huge mistake in center field, costing the team the game. He made another good play later, but too little too late for the Boston Red Sox. They fall, they lose another one, 4-3 to the Toronto Blue Jays. You're below 500 now. What do you want me to say? Do you want me to be happy about this? This is not good. I expect more from my baseball team.
We need a trophy. We need a trophy for last place. Jeff Wax, our friend on Twitter, chirp us. Go right ahead and chirp us. But if you come at us like an absolute imbecile, like you did, and make yourself look like a fool, sorry, we call it as we see. Nothing personal, nothing anything like that. But the takes that we have from our stuff are calling it as we see. And from what we saw at the beginning of this game, looked promising. Absolutely. If we want to go on the positive end, it looked good. Like you said, Raffy, Chris Sale looked pretty good. He did give up that home run. I still was watching this game saying, it's coming. It's coming. Don't get all excited because that launch ball is going to take a big splash out to left field. And it did. Vlad Guerrero Jr. We talked about him yesterday and everything. But then you start to see the resemblance of a taxed bullpen. Winkowski, not sharp. 3 walks. Chris Martin getting out of a jam again. John Schreiber, not sharp, not great. More Houdini acts for getting done again by some of these guys. And to my surprise, it got to the 13th inning. I didn't expect this to get to 13 innings. I did not. I expected this for the 9th inning. Schreiber coming in. I thought that was going to be it. And it should have been. Third base, I forget the batter who it was, only got to third base.
And Urias made a hero play to get you out of the 12th.
I remember it was a defensive thing to get you out of that certain situation.
But yeah, you look at Sale. I mean, he really is down to just the slider. He's almost mastered it. It looks really good. But if you're going to see Vlad Guerrero for the 3rd time, he's going to be ready for that slider, and he knocked it out. I mean, of course, Sale has the changeup. The 4-seamer really only hits 93 these days. So it all comes down to the finesse with the slider, which can kill righties, but I'm not overly ecstatic about what he can do. I mean, he had a good game, and I'm happy about that. He's a good pitcher. I want him. I'm rooting for him. But yeah, you're right about the bullpen. I mean, these guys were nails a month ago, but here we are. They're pitching out of anything they've ever done. They pitched more innings than they ever thought they ever would. And yeah, it's coming down to Houdini acts every single night for them.
Winkowski now leads Major League Baseball with the most innings pitched from a relief pitcher. Let that sink in for a moment for you folks, just to understand how much he's had to bail this team out. You can't really blame some of these guys coming out of the bullpen. Their arms are done. They're toast. They've been asked to do way too much because your starters haven't given you hardly anything. Bayo, I guess you can say, was the most consistent with at least trying to give you 5 or 6 innings.
Yeah.
I could probably count in my hands how many times a pitcher for the Red Sox went more than 7 innings in a game. And this right here is what I can't stand with this new philosophy in baseball, and what Bloom brought to this team was this idea on having the opener, on using so many people in your bullpen, on only doing 1 inning here and 1 inning there. Over the long haul of a season in a big market team, it doesn't work. So I really don't care who the next GM is. I mean, I care that it's going to be legitimately a good person who knows what they're doing. But my biggest request and my biggest ask on any of this crap that goes on is you need to develop and grab whatever you can in free agency or trades of starting pitchers who throw 7 innings consistently in a baseball game. I will not sit through another season of a team, a big market team in particular, the Boston Red Sox, thinking that they can change the game of putting a John Schreiber into open, a Chris Murphy to throw 1 or 2 innings, a Nick Robinson to start here. I'm done. I am done with that philosophy. It's failed. Put it to bed. Move on. That's where I'm at with that whole thing. And that is why your pitching staff this season has been an utter disaster. Disaster. And that is Bloom and the nerd herd in the office that think that they can rewrite the wheel here in baseball.
And put 98 errors on top. It is a miracle that you're 500 with the power that bullpen gave you through the openers. It's a miracle that you even made it. Now you're below, but you were in the running there at some point for the wild card. This team was very flawed in terms of roster construction. Terrible. And hopefully we get a revamp and a new system coming into play next season.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do. I know the Bastards account put out earlier today on some expectations for 2024, one of which lists Alex Cora being the baseball ops person, president of baseball ops, with a new change of hands in the dugout. There was also a picture that was put up that had the big 4. Well, I'll move my hand so you can see the big 4 of already Bloom being out of here. The other one that you want to see out of here that was listed was Dave O'Brien. I don't think that's going to happen. I'd love that to happen, but we'll see.
He doesn't mean
the other move was Carlos Fablis, and then our fantastic pitching coach, Mr. Dave Bush. Gotta go.
Yeah.
So we shall see what happens. I think there's more moves to come. I do not think this Bloom move is it. I think there's more things that'll happen, but it will probably wait until after the season is done. On another front, again, we have one more game with the Blue Jays, and then the Red Sox will take off and go play the Texas Rangers. I think the Rangers will probably sweep them. I think the Blue Jays will probably do the same. I know some people are calling for, is it going to be 76, 77, 78 wins on the season? Lock in those bets now, because I can guarantee you right now, for the most part, I don't see this team going anywhere near 80 wins. Not right now. They're in shutdown mode.
They're checked out. Just look at how Verdugo's playing. They're totally checked out.
Checked out. They're done. Get the golf clubs ready. Hit the golf course. They're done. So pack it in. It's on to 2024. We hope everybody else has a great rest of their night. We'll be with you tomorrow to recap the rest of this series. Have a great Saturday night, all. Go party.
Thank you.